Thank you for turning to page 121. Today we're going to take a look at Journal of Travelers Aid Society number 11. We just did this yesterday. Now, this is number 11 from Mongoose, the modern version of JTAS. I love JTAS. I love it in the old form. I love it in the new ones. So we take a look at what's going on here. That excellent cover, by the way. Just nice, simple cover. I like it. And then we have the table of contents. This was published in 2022. And then we've got the adventures, the aliens, and so forth. I love that I have an index to this now, courtesy of the Kickstarter for the JTAS 13 through 18. I think it's available in general. I'm not positive on that, but the index is wonderful. Colonizing the Tijian Expanse. This is just basically how to kind of bootstrap a colony. I kind of like this. I thought this was really good. I thought of a lot of ideas, and it ties into actually after the Empress wave has passed through. So this is basically more T5 than anything else, but we're not going to go into any kind of edition wars. We get a downport module for how you start your little colony, and then we've got the first return. So once you started out this little colony, you have to get X number of tons of ore, return it to the planet. If they do that, they'll keep supplying you and in fact expand their supply. So it's kind of a neat. I like this. And the goals and upgrades, if you do more, you get more. I like the idea. There's the colony store. And in resources, maintenance, population growth, they want the colony to grow because that helps the colony take root. And then the campaign options, you can use this just about anywhere you want. And then the Agilin, prospector ship. This kind of dovetails nicely with the bootstrap colony. So you can start to there. And it's a tech level 1,200-ton vessel. And there you go, a nice top-down deck plan. And then we got to look at Trista Galaban. She's a skip tracer. So you skip out on your ship, she's going to be on your tail. I like this. It was out of District 268 in the Spinward Marches. Collis has sent her on your tail. This is right in my backyard where I'm running my campaign. So this young woman may be seeing some time at my table. And there she is. And then the Mighty Mouse mobile crane. You need something lifted, the Mighty Mouse can do it. Mighty Mouse, here I come to save the day. There we go, Mighty Mouse. There she is. Shaka for the budget-minded traveler. This is another kind of colony thing, but it's very work-oriented. If you're on this planet, your idea is to literally work until you drop, get up and do it again. And if you do that, you are admired by the members of society. They really are happy that you're part of this society. I would add to this that once you retire, if you've made it to retirement, you can retire. I would make it that the people who are retired would gain weight as much as they could to kind of show off their prosperity, but that's just at my table. I haven't used this yet. I think it's a pretty cool idea. And the 5 virtues. Shaka is an explorer who leads. Mur is the miser who guards resources. Ekos, a navigator who plans ahead. Likia, the fool who delights and deceives. And Angla, a foil for Likia, the innovator who works tirelessly. So that's what you want to do. They literally want you to work to death, and the society's on board with it to the point that they give you some pep pills and things so you can keep going. An interesting take. Here you go. They're taking a look at stims. They're illegal. Pretty interesting idea. Stateroom access. I did a video on this a couple of weeks ago. On this very article, I took a look at the items in here. I really enjoyed this. This is a really good article in here, and you can see that video. It's only about 2 weeks old. Button. This adventure may occur at almost any Class B starport in Imperial space with a low port and a high port. You have to help a retired former IISS senior scout get a case, and all the machinations of claiming it and arriving at the terminal, claiming it, taking it on the lift, all kinds of stuff. Conte Monson, born a chief of the clan Galks, Conte Monson grew up to be a hunter and prospector of his clan. And here he is. He's a human male. Interesting native kind of look. I could see you could do some stuff with this. And then they have, when the Asphon fleet obliterated Draenei's from orbit, they not only annihilated the cities and killed countless Draenaxians, but they also destroyed the ecosphere of the planet. So you kind of, if you're on Draenei, which this guy is, you have to constantly wear this protection to get outside and do any work. I thought that was kind of a nice touch to tie it in with Draenei. And then we have a bestiary, the Parella, size of a large domesticated cat. They're bulbous armored beetles. No thank you. 3 hits, and armor is +2. So it's going to take a little bit to put this guy down. A handgun probably will do it on a good roll, but... And then we have Delmadrin Scout. And let's see. He's with the IAS Courier, and he needs to deliver the mail. And you will be tasked, if you join his group, to help him finish delivering the mail. He has a contract, and he has to fulfill the obligations of it. That's kind of an interesting one. This would be a good in-between campaign, or game rather, in a campaign. If you're looking for a 1 to 2 nighter, this will fill it very nicely. If you're looking to take your campaign to a slightly different space, this will also do it. Delivering the mail. There he is, human male. I do wish Mongoose would put the age on here and the number of terms served. That's like the old stuff used to be, and I'm stuck in the old times. What can I say? We get the Marathon Class X Courier, and then we get a look at a Corsair and a boarding pinnace. So there's the Courier, tech level 15, with a jump 4 and thrust 4. So this guy is fast. I like this guy. That's the ship you'd be flying if you deliver the mail. And then the Corsair, 400 ton, thrust 3, jump 1, he is going to try to stop you. He's an opposing group that doesn't want you to deliver the mail. And there's a nice top-down look at the deck. All 3. And then we have the Eli boarding pinnace, tech level 10 also. So this guy's going to board and take, there's some precious cargo on there that they don't want reaching its destination. So you're going to have to deal with that. Then we're going to look at an alien species, the Azorg, or Azorg. They were once enslaved by the Vargir in the Windhorn sector. They are small hexapods with light feathers covering their bodies, and there they are. Okay? Handsome little devil. We get a look at their evolutionary development, their life cycle, their history, their society, external relations, and how to be a traveler playing one of these guys. That's kind of neat. I love when they include travelers for this. But you have to buy specialized space suits and all kinds of stuff for this guy. And then you have Uncharted Space, you have the Varain. Varain is a secondary world. You have Varain. Sorry, not the Varain. Varain. A secondary world designed to be placed in the system at the referee's discretion. I love secondary worlds. That is an unsung adventure place for players in Traveler. Traveler, of course, focuses on the main world. That's who the system is named for. But I love the secondary worlds. There's so much untapped potential in any system. We look at the infrastructure, the Forgotten Era, religion, Ausner and the Travelers, that's their religion, House Polter, House Sinar. These are the different power groups on the planet. I just love the idea that you have all this going on a secondary planet that you literally wouldn't even think about going to visit, unless, of course, the referee kind of directed you there or there was something on that planet that you need. I just really like that this is an anywhere kind of planet. And then the Sword of Oberon may only be a myth based on little more than clerical error and some wishful thinking, but it is a dreadnought named Kaski, and it disappeared from the inventory out of Imperial Navy's Deneb sector around the year 1100. The ship was used for some planetary scrubbing in the Solomani Rim War and is kind of considered not lucky anymore. It's a class of ship that was retired. This was supposed to be the last one. But who has it? Where is it? Was it a clerical error? Or is it a ship that's going to be bothering the Stormhaven Republic? Or is the Stormhaven Republic piling in it? This is a pretty big ship. Tech level 14, 288,000 ton displacement with a thrust 5, jump 3. It's considered a jump 3 to be too slow to keep with modern fleets. But if you're just a power group in the area, you're happy to have this guy. I really like this ship. There is the deck plans. That's what I love about JTAS. It takes you in all kinds of different directions, areas you weren't even thinking about going. Let's see. Ragno, developed by a smaller planetary government. This vehicle is designed to strike and hide. So it's a walker vehicle. There she is. It's going to melt into the forest and help you get away. Spacecraft as benefits. This is kind of neat. Different spacecraft you can give your players as they roll mustering out benefits, and tells you where they're from. And the author notes that they may be more expensive, the vessels may be more expensive than the standard ones given in the base book, but that just adds to the fun. So I thought this is pretty neat. I like this idea a lot. And then Chieftain Neandor. He was only a boy when the visitor dropped from the sky. This is more almost prose than anything else. It tells the story of this guy encountering someone from elsewhere and going with him, and there he is, and he just wants to go home. Central Supply, musical instruments. This was interesting. This goes back all the way to Old Terra with the hurdy-gurdy. And then we have Kukri set of drums. We have Droin playing the Yaver Kvius. I can't say some of these names. We have another Droin item. It looks like it's a wind instrument. That's kind of neat. And this is played for young Vargir. This is an ancient instrument used by Aslan ancestors. And then the Gilman is a Hyver musical instrument, but it uses all kinds of stuff, not just music. And then we got to look at Xeno Paradise. And it is a rock god, Xeno Paradise. He is from the Lancian cultural region, is on his farewell tour after 80 years, and they've lost his stuff. Well, he just won't go on unless he has his stuff. Can you, the travelers, find or replace his gear? And you are paid X number of amounts to do it. This is a nice little side trek. I can see this is a one-nighter. This could be a lot of fun, actually. Taking a look at that and how it ends up. And then we take a look at the Enithba, native to Chesapeake in the Splendid New World area, or Splendid and New World. It's a gargantuan aquatic animal, like a giant squid, but it's got these big pincers that rip its prey to shreds. It does not regenerate. It has 70 hits and lives underwater. Heavy plant vehicles. And again, this goes to your new colony or just rearranging a colony. The heavy plant vehicles can be very important. Compact excavator, a deep drill. I could see a lot of this being some of the equipment that your travelers are interacting with, maybe being part of security force for some kind of mine setup, startup, that kind of thing. A dumper. I won't tell you where my head went immediately when I saw that name. An excavator, a lift, and a multi-combine. Pile driver, and a road roller. This is just cool. I like stuff like this in Traveler. Starships of the Spinward Extents. Hyperion Lines produces an 800-ton armed freighter for use with the shipping division and for sale to other operators. The Conestoga Freighter is a sturdy, rather utilitarian Jump 2 starship. There you go. Nice look at it. It can be a Q ship. A Q ship is a ship that appears to be a helpless merchant, but in fact is mounting just a ton of different weaponry and defenses, and it actually turns the tables on pirates. They're attempting to get the freighter. And there we are, tech level 12, thrust 2, jump 2. And then we've got crew requirements, power requirements, and the top-down deck plans. And then with the hauler shuttle. It's a small craft, 90 tons, thrust 3, so it's pretty fast. And then the Stellaris liner. And there you go, another liner for Traveler, tech level 13, 400-ton displacement. I love liners in Traveler. They are so useful. Whoops. Go back. There we go. Nice top-down deck plan there. And then the Thorn Corvette. Tech level 12, 400-ton. And it's going to be doing some patrolling in the area. And there we have it. And then we have the back of the book, volume 11 of the Journal of the Traveler's Aid Society. I love JTAS. I've always been a fan. I love how Mongoose has been handling JTAS. It's been a lot of fun. It's continued what for me is an old, venerated tradition in Traveler of just having a kind of an anything magazine come out every once in a while. And you can read through it and get all kinds of ideas for what you're going to be doing for your campaign. The main one I took out of here was all the home comforts of home for your stateroom, all the different items that you could put in that I already took a look at in the other video, but also all the equipment and drills and stuff that you can have your travelers interact with. Maybe they know how to operate it, maybe engineering one gets it done, I don't know, maybe pilot one. I just think it's kind of neat. Back a while ago at a job I had, we used to drive what they called a skid steer, which is just basically a small piece of lifting equipment, and it had different devices that attached to the front, forks for using it as a forklift or to move trees, or scoop to scoop in. We had mulch on the property and stuff. It was an old plant nursery that I used to work at, and I remember driving that thing, and that's where that article took me back. But there you have it. That's all I've got today on page 121. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. It was nice to take a look at another issue of JTAS. Let me know what you think if you love JTAS. If you don't love JTAS, let me know. I'm always interested. Also, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Tell your friends. Let's keep growing the channel. Also, take a look at the Patreon. See if you can help me out there. But that's all I've got today on page 121. I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.